be here today. And we kind of do thematic things each year. This year, the two songs we're singing for you are songs that would have been sung in the older days of when Marshfield was founded. And actually know that you guys, not that you're old, would remember these songs. But they're new arrangements of them, so they're really kind of fun. So we're looking back today with our music.
What shall we do to patch up this hole? If I stuff it with straw. Ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Jay Singers. Give them another round of applause. If you'll give us just a few moments as we transition in the program. We sure do have talented children in Marshfield, do we not? We sure do. That's right. The future of our communities in safe hands. To introduce our first honoree, he certainly is no stranger to this stage, as I think he's had a full roster of introductions the last few years. Would you please put your hands together and welcome a noted historian, a great supporter of history and the festival, Mr. William Anderson.
Thank you, Nicholas. I feel fortunate to have given several good friends the Ella Dickey Literacy Award. Today it is Dr. John Fry, history professor from Trinity Christian College near Chicago. John has gifted his readership with a book that means a great deal to Little House on the Prairie and Laura Ingalls Wilder readers. A Prairie Faith, the religious life of Laura Ingalls Wilder. Just when Wilder fans and aficionados and elementary students feel they know everything about the Ingalls family, what they had for breakfast on Plum Creek one day, John has given us some fine information, some fine research, and some fine elucidation about Wilder's religious faith. In his book, which he researched for 10 whole years, and Dr. John Miller and I were there at the very beginning when John broke the news to us that he was doing this ambitious study. We followed him along, and the beautiful book that was issued last year is truly showing us what Wilder's faith was all about, a down-to-earth and very practical Christianity. The book I strongly recommend, as you can gather, and at this time I'm so pleased and proud to bestow on Dr. John Fry the Ella Dickey Literacy Award. Step forward, John. Terrific book.
Well, thank you all for being here. Many thanks to the festival organizers. Thanks to Mr. Inman for inviting me down. Many thanks to Bill Anderson. I always say that there's three people that I could not have written this book without. One of them is my wife, Paula, who's unable to be here this weekend because of job requirements. One of them is John Miller, Dr. John Miller, who can also not be here because he passed untimely in the early 2020. But the third is Bill Anderson. So I'm very, very thankful that he's here with us today. I've written 3 books. None of them would be possible without the help of all kinds of different people, archivists, librarians. Libraries are magical places, and libraries enable us to learn how to think. I teach the college level, and I tell my students that if you can't write about something, you don't really know what you're thinking about it. And in order to write about something, you need to do some reading first. You need to do the research. So I'd like to also say thanks to the staff at the Laura Ingalls Wilder Home and Museum in Mansfield, who helped me when I came down multiple times researching this book. Also the board and volunteers of the Laura Ingalls Wilder Legacy and Research Association, who puts on Laura-Palooza and also supports Wilder scholars in multiple different ways. And I'm thankful to everyone who encourages other people to read, whether they're young people or older people. Keep doing it, and so I'm very honored to get this award. Thanks again.
And I can tell you from the perspective of the Laura Ingalls Wilder Home Museum, John's book is very popular with those in our gift shop. So congratulations, John. Give him another round of applause. To speak about our next honoree, I call forth a special lady who also I would consider a historian. Connie Langham is retired from Wilson's Creek National Battlefield. She just had the honor of moderating the Wilson's Creek Luncheon. We're giving her a workout at the festival today. Put your hands together for Connie Langham.
Thank you, Nicholas. Nothing like being put on the spot. I can't begin to tell you the importance of this gentleman to my family. I'm the proud mama of a 22-year-old who, when she accepted Christ as her personal Savior, the first person she wanted to call was not her grandma or her grandpa. Oh no, she wanted to call Dr. John Marshall. And to this day, I can still hear him saying, "Huzzah!" on the other end of the phone. That's his catchword, by the way. This man and his wife, Ruthie, have meant so much to our family over the years. As you can tell, it's a little emotional for me. Nicholas didn't give me much time to prepare. When Pastor John would preach a sermon on Lincoln, sometime during the sermon, I would catch his eye, and I would nod, just to make sure that he was telling the right story. He researched his subject well, and as a historian, that means a lot in my world. I would recommend his book on Lincoln and his sermons on Lincoln. I've read it multiple times myself, and I actually have an autographed copy, one of my treasured books in our home. It is my honor to present the Ella Dickey Literacy Medal to Dr. John Marshall.
Thank you. It's such a great honor to receive this award. About 2, 3, 4 times a year as pastor at Second Baptist Church in Springfield, I would try to preach a sermon about something about our history, our heritage, Christianity, and influence. And I fell in love with Lincoln. When I retired, after leaving Second, I've read Sandberg's 4,000-page biography of Lincoln. I've read other books about Lincoln. But while I was at Second, I just did the research on his religious life. Anybody who tells you that they know what Lincoln believed, they don't have a clue. We do not know. We're just guessing. In the morning, I'll get to talk to you at 9 o'clock about his religious life. The pilgrimage, we can follow his pilgrimage. Unfortunately, John Wilkes Booth ended it before we got to where he was going. And so we all are left with a big question mark. But I look forward to sharing that with you tomorrow. Thank you for this honor, and it truly is an honor, and I appreciate it so much.
Congratulations. And Connie, what a great introduction. I happened to corner her after the Wilson's Creek luncheon, and I'd planned to introduce Pastor Marshall myself, but I said, Connie, would you mind to have the honors? I know you'll give a heartfelt introduction, and you did, certainly. Congratulations again, Pastor Marshall. To speak about our next honoree, if you'd welcome to the stage, Richard Lamont.
Wow, a medal. It's an inside joke with Reagan and I. Well, good afternoon, everyone. What an amazing time we have in Marshfield. History, witnesses to history. Any way that we could get them, we are so lucky to bring the guests that we bring. Nicholas and his family do an amazing job at really kind of bringing American history and American entertainment together in this little town. So we thank them for that. And the future of the festival, sitting right there in the front row, Sarah, with Sarah and Nicholas's daughter, Reagan, who did a great job yesterday talking about Richard Thomas. But today, we are here to present and honor a gentleman who was a witness to history. The last witness to the title of his amazing book about the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. And he'll have the books out there afterwards, so definitely go over and see him. But we were so lucky last year to be blessed with Paul Landis's attendance at the 60th anniversary of the assassination of President Kennedy. He told a heartfelt story of what it was like leading up to Dallas, and then literally, and he spoke this morning at the high school, that his life and his career stopped those 4 seconds in Dallas. They stopped and they really ended because he wasn't able to continue a job that he loved to do, to protect the most important man in our government. And it really stopped that moment for him. He went on to do wonderful things in his life, in real estate and in the television community, producing commercials and marrying a great lady, Mary Jo, who sits next to him today, because there's always a good woman behind a good man. So we are honored to bring Mr. Paul Landis up on the stage. Paul, if you'd like to join us as we present the 2025 Ella Dickey Award to him.
Thank you. Wow, this is complete surprise to me. I had no idea they were going to sneak this one in on me. I am just honored. I came here last year for the first time, and I was so impressed with how wonderful everything is. All the people here are. Took me back to when I was growing up in Worthington, Ohio, and that was a village of less than 2,000 people, and it was the kind of place where if you lost $20 in a poker game, your wife knew about it before you got home. And this is such a wonderful event, and Reverend Edmund, I just admire you for what you've done for the village of Marshfield and just everything. This is a complete surprise to me. So you're pretty good at keeping a secret, Rich. So I just thank you all very much. I am honored. I am glad to be here. I thank Reverend Inman for inviting me back. It's just been a wonderful experience for me and in my life. Thank you.
Give Paul Landis, an American hero, another round of applause. If you were here earlier today, you know that Governor Parson both accepted their Star on the Walk of Fame and his Literacy Medal. And unfortunately, John Banks had to cancel being here to receive his medal as one of his best friends passed away, and he was called forth to the funeral. So we will certainly honor him at a future date. As we prepare to conclude today, I think it's important that we remember, and I know I'm preaching to the choir about this, that we remember that we are all stewards of history. It's important that we continue to fan the flames of history, and we know that we see that through the works of each of our honorees today, but we can never be negligent about that. There could be future writers in this audience, there could be future writers listening at home, and I hope that you remember what's unique about each of these authors. They took the time to put pen to paper. And each one of you have a story. And I hope that you'll think about telling it, the stories of your families, the story of the age of which we live, things that will be gifts to the next generation, the generation that we saw open this ceremony today. They need to learn about those things. My grandmother always says, learn from the mistakes of others, as you'll never live long enough to make them all yourself. And that is what history allows us to do, for certain. We are honored today in our audience to have several former recipients of the Ella Dickey Literacy Award in attendance. I'd like for them to stand for a round of applause as well. As we prepare this to close this ceremony, as we celebrate this 20th anniversary of the Cherry Blossom Festival, a special project is being endorsed by the Cherry Blossom Foundation to further support historians and the gifts of literacy throughout the year. And because the future of the festival is important, and because the youth, as I mentioned, are even more important, I've asked a certain young lady from our family to chair this project. And to tell us about that today, I'd like you to put your hands together for my daughter, Reagan Inman.
It's both an honor and a joy to stand before you today during this historic 20th anniversary of the Missouri Cherry Blossom Festival, and even more as we celebrate the 75th anniversary of one of the most compassionate and visionary efforts to emerge from the ashes of World War II, the Operation Hope Through Books campaign. In 1945, at a luncheon hosted by former First Lady Edith Wilson, a conversation sparked by Brigadier General Robert Todd Inman gave birth to a campaign that would touch lives across the world. It was there that Princess Julia Grant, granddaughter of President Ulysses S. Grant, rose to the occasion and offered to lead the charge, organizing the collection of books for countless devastated war England, the Netherlands, Denmark, and Norway. She was joined by an incredible coalition of women, former First Ladies Eleanor Roosevelt, Grace Coolidge, Edith Roosevelt, and Frances Cleveland Preston, along with the dedicated volunteers from across the nation, including Mamie Eisenhower. Together, they delivered more than books. They delivered hope. They rebuilt libraries, rekindled flames, and helped restore the soul of nations through the written word. Today, we're going to carry that legacy forward. Princess Julia's Reading Room has been established to honor its remarkable campaign and to ensure its mission continues in our modern world. It is a virtual space of remembrance and purpose, a place where history is preserved and where a deep love for reading is encouraged and celebrated. Our modern mission is simple yet powerful: to promote literacy, to provide access to books for all ages, to educate and preserve historical memory, and to inspire a new generation to treasure the written word and understand the power of knowledge. In this digital age, where distraction often drowns out discovery, We believe that books still have the power to build bridges, heal divisions, and elevate minds. As chairwoman of the Reading Room, I am honored to help steward this legacy, and I invite each of you to join us. Let us remember those who rolled up their sleeves 75 years ago, and let us continue their mission with passion, purpose, and pride. I am honored to be joined by Massey McKinley, Mary Jean Eisenhower, James Gardner, Deborah Trescott, and Ulysses Grant Dietz in this historical mission. Princess Julia's Reading Room will be presented online and will be a gathering place to promote authors, reading, and history, further aligning with the mission of the Cherry Blossom Festival. This project will allow us to reach a larger worldwide audience with this mission, and we will allow us to honor the history of this historical mission at the same time. Thank you, and may the seeds of knowledge we plant today continue to bloom forever.
I hope that you all will plug into that because it will allow us to promote the works of our authors year-round through Zoom presentations, through all kinds of different opportunities that the authors of the festival can be promoted. So thank you, and let's give her another round of applause. If our current honorees would come forward for a group photograph, and then we'll ask the former recipients to come forward to join them as well.